The first step to setting up an ICHRA with Salusion is to click the Start Your Company's ICHRA button on our website. From there, you'll be asked to create an administrator account. Once that's done, you'll land directly in the onboarding workflow, where we ask you to provide basic information about your company. This info populates the plan documents that govern your ICHRA. The next step is to create the HRA itself. You'll have the option to choose between two types of HRAs, an ICHRA and ICHRA. When you select the ICHRA, you'll be taken through the ICHRA setup flow. First, you decide when you want the plan year to start. You can start an ICHRA at any time. ICHRAs run on a calendar year basis, so the plan year always ends on December 31st, and future plan years follow the calendar year. The way an ICHRA works is that you define a class of employees, and then you offer that class of employees an ICHRA benefit. You can have multiple classes as long as they're distinct, and you can offer a different ICHRA benefit to each class. The IRS gives you 10 different categories of employees from which to build a class. Typically, employers start by selecting full-time employees. They then have the ability to narrow the scope of that class. Most commonly, they specify that employees are salaried or non-salaried, or limit the class based on the employee's primary site of employment. Once the class is defined, the next step is to determine what expenses are eligible for reimbursement. We give you two options. You can choose to reimburse premiums only or premiums plus other medical expenses. The next step is deciding how much you want to make available to employees. Most small businesses set the allowance themselves. That allowance can be the same for everyone, or it can vary by family size, by age, or by age and family size. We also support more advanced ways to set allowances, such as creating a low-cost ACA-compliant ICHRA or basing the allowance on a percentage of the cost of insurance. In all cases, you set a monthly allowance. That amount accrues each month up to the employee's annual maximum. For example, if the allowance is $400 per month, the employee has $400 available on the first day of the plan year. If it isn't used, $800 is available the following month. We reimburse up to the amount available at the time the expense is processed. If an expense exceeds the available balance, the remainder is paid automatically as new monthly funds accrue. After the plan year ends, employees have 75 days to submit expenses from that year. Any unused balance then expires. The last step to creating a class and the corresponding benefit is to determine whose expenses are eligible for reimbursement. You can limit eligibility to the employee only, or you can open the ICHRA up to cover the employee and their family. Employees can submit expenses in one of two ways. They can submit them through the web platform, or they can use Salusion's mobile app to take a picture of the expense. For insurance premiums, we offer a third option called Text to Confirm. This is optional, but if you enable it, the employee submits their first premium expense, so we know the amount. After that, each month we send them a text asking whether they made their premium payment. If they confirm, we automatically create the expense for them. To ensure compliance, we check via text that the employee has insurance quarterly. The next step is deciding how employees get reimbursed. With Salusion, there are two options. You can manually reimburse employees, or you can let us automate reimbursements through ACH. If you choose manual reimbursements, we'll provide you with a monthly file showing what's owed to each employee, and you can handle the payments yourself. Most employers choose to let Salusion automate reimbursements via ACH. When an employee submits an expense, we review and approve it the same day. Once approved, we initiate an ACH directly from the company's bank account to the employee's account. That can happen as quickly as the next business day, or you can choose to have a single monthly pull on a specific day of the month. Once initiated, it takes 4 to 5 business days for funds to hit the employee's account. Salusion only pulls money from the employer on an as-needed basis. Using the earlier example, if the allowance is $400 per month, we're not pulling $400 every month and holding onto it. We only pull funds when an expense is submitted and approved. Now that the ICHRA is created, The final step is adding employees. You can add employees one at a time, or you can upload them in bulk using a template. Once added, you mark each employee as enrolled, set their eligibility date, and send them an invite. When an employee is invited, we create their account, send them all documents required by the IRS, collect proof of insurance, and if they don't already have coverage, we can help them get insured. We also collect their bank information so reimbursements can be issued. Once that's done, the ICHRA largely runs on its own. And if an employee ever leaves, all you need to do is end their enrollment. From that point forward, the ICHRA is essentially automated.